I love the t-shirt. I'm not at home, so I don't have my Wagon uniform.
So much. I'll organize a worldwide shipment of Wagon t-shirts. Am I live? Okay, let's go. Welcome everybody to the demo day of batch 447, a batch of 14 students who did their batch remotely. For the whole 9 weeks, they were working together as a team, all alone at home, but all together online. And I must tell you guys, please stay until the end, but because their projects are awesome. Tonight, we're going to start the talk with Thiago, who's the founder of Brain, a software company. And I'm very happy that Anna, who's Milene from São Paulo, the one in charge of the school in São Paulo, will be there to do the interview. And then I will be back to tell you a bit more about Wagon, about the projects, and then we'll be moving on to the demo. So please stay until the end because it's gonna be really cool. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. Thank you so much.
I was on mute. Thank you, Milene. Thank you, everyone. As Milene said, it will be a great event today. We have some students graduating. So stay till the end. You're not going to regret it. We're going to start with a talk with Thiago. And first, Thiago, we really appreciate having you here tonight. It's a pleasure for us. And Thiago is the CEO of Brain, that is a hiring partner of Wagon. And they hired 3 former students from Wagon, Samuel and Anderson, that's from my batch, and Pedro, that's our teacher too. And so they are a huge partner of us. And Thiago also graduated in economy and business at Universidade de São Paulo. And he has a strong background in entrepreneurship and in the financial market, financial sector, and etc. And he was inspired by a huge entrepreneurial spirit. This spirit I told him. And I think it was from his family. I watched an interview that you said about your mother. She's also an entrepreneur. And he founded Brain. And Brain, it's like a digital solutions company. And they like to refer as a VBAAS, like a venture builder as a service. So Thiago, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background first.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I really love Wagon. Like, everybody's so nice, and it's awesome to be here tonight. Well, you told a little bit about my background. I studied economics and business administration. What you don't know maybe is that I also studied law. I did my master's in law. But like many of you from Wagon that like to make a change in your career, in your life, I was doing investments and venture capital. So I was close to many startups in Brazil. And looking for that scenario, we saw an opportunity to help entrepreneurs to launch their ideas, the crazy ideas, the cool stuff. So my background is mainly in business. Then I have my partners who are developers and designers, and they help me with everything that is technical. So I've been learning a lot about Ruby on Rails, Elixir, Flutter, React, and everything that is around this idea of launching new startups, both in Brazil, and we have clients in Europe and in the US. So my background is mixed. So I have been working with management consulting before. I also did private equity and venture capital. So that's it. I think 4 years ago, I started the project, the idea of Brain. So I've been studying a lot about technology. I understand a lot of concepts and frameworks and the history behind many of the tech that we see today in the market.
Nice. And on Brain's LinkedIn page, I noticed that it says the company was born as the fruit of some frustrations of its founders with bad software and bureaucratic process. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the expectations you guys found at that time.
Yeah, that's true, because a lot of the things that we saw in the market is that you have bureaucracy in the middle of the way of launching new ideas and innovation. So when we were studying what to use for doing the projects and the helping the entrepreneurs, we saw that we could apply like new technologies, and also we have been experiencing using like Ruby on Rails, Elixir, etc. But the main thing is the how you do that. Like the how is very important also. So we have been using extreme programming, Lean Kanban, etc. But what we saw is in the market was mainly bad software and bad user experience. So what we are trying to do for our clients and our partners is to launch their ideas, but with high quality standards. And that's what we have been doing, putting quality and scalability in the first place. So when we launch startups with our clients, we are looking for that in the beginning of their journeys.
Nice. And as I said, Brain has hired 3 graduated students from Le Wagon, that people that just become developers.
We love everybody.
I would like to ask you, which are the main advantages you see in hiring people from boot camps instead of traditional education, like in college? What do you think that are the main points that you see as characteristic and good things, good skills they have?
Yeah. We love computer scientists and engineers, but also we see that people coming from Le Wagon, they have they bring a lot of diversity of backgrounds to the job. And like Pedro, you know, his history, and he brings a lot of his past experience dealing with politics and to the business. So we see a lot of soft skills coming with the technology skills. And it's very important for us because we are tackling daily business challenges. We use technology to launch business in the first place. So when we bring people from Le Wagon, we saw a lot of diversity coming with them. So it's awesome to see computer scientists working with ex-lawyers and who are studying Ruby on Rails and then start working with Elixir, Flutter, React. It's awesome to see that it works. Actually, we validated this idea, and that's why we love so much Le Wagon and students and all the atmosphere in the community.
And you said that you also like because we teach Ruby in Le Wagon, and in Brain you work with Elixir, and you think that these 2 languages have a good match. I know you're not a developer, but can you explain a little bit what do you think about it and how is this merge from Ruby to Elixir?
Yeah, Elixir is a functional programming. So actually, it was born with Ruby developers. So the community behind Elixir is mainly of people that have background in working with Ruby on Rails. So actually, it's the same community, and it has the same type of philosophy behind code. So it must be like awesome to code. It must be not bureaucratic, and it must be fun to build new stuff. Like you have Phoenix in Elixir, it's the same thing of Rails for Ruby. And so it's a big match because the way of thinking is really similar. So we see a lot of, and actually it's in our experience, good Ruby developers learn Elixir really fast because it's the same type of attitude, and technically speaking, it's similar. So of course, you change the way you code, the way you think the code, but the community is the same. So it's well, in our experience, it's a good match for Ruby developers.
Yeah, and it's nice to hear it from you because it's a different paradigm. So we have object-oriented language in Wagon. We only teach these kinds of languages, and we can see too how fast the students learn a functional language to work at Brain. So it's great for us because it's not the paradigm we teach, but it's nice to see that they have a solid logic background to learn a different paradigm and to learn Phoenix, as you said, that it's the framework from Elixir, that it's similar the way it works as with Rails. So it's really nice to see it as a school, just like you as the company, as the hiring. And Thiago, tell us a little bit. I've heard too that the Brain's top goal in career is to hire talented and committed people to thrive and to reach their full potential. So I think the audience we have here is really interested in this type of question. That's why I will say it. I think which tips can you give to developers entering this tech industry? Do you think they have like a must-have qualities, a must-have skill? I believe mostly we like to say it in Wagon that the soft skills are much more important than the hard skills, because the hard skills, it's like practice. So you can teach, you can do it like 5, 10, 15 hours a day for months, and then you will get better. But soft skills is something that you don't teach. So I believe maybe you will go this way and say a little bit about these skills, but also hard skills. So feel free to share with us some tips you have for the people entering in the tech industry that you think that are most valuable skills.
Okay, great. I think curiosity and communication are the most important things, because curiosity will make you try to learn every day. So it's important to learn new technologies all the time, to keep upgrading your skills. And also communication is very important, because when you are learning or teaching, that's very important. So what you do in Wagon, for example, that you make people working together and talking to each other and teaching each other, that's very important. So what I would say is that be really curious and also try to communicate better, because you're going to learn that, okay, you can get a book and you can watch videos online, etc. But it's very, very important to talk to other developers who are learning to solve that problem in your project, in your company, or even your open source project. So I'm really confident that if you have those two soft skills, you're gonna learn the hard skills easier. So you're gonna make it shorter to get where you want. So for sure, I would say those two skills are the most important ones, even more important than any hard skill that you can find.
Yeah, absolutely. We truly believe in that, and we try to stimulate this, like you said, in the groups, in the pairs. They work in buddies at Wagon. So we like to say that you cannot change the groups once they are, for the audience that doesn't know the Wagon method, it's like the groups are not chosen by the students. So we have an algorithm and it chose the people from the groups, and you cannot change groups. And we did it because it's like when you enter a startup, you won't be able to choose your team. So you have to learn on this you have to learn how to work in this squad. So it's like the real life we do it. And we had a lot of feedbacks from students like, the same thing I did at Wagon with my project, with my pre-project, with my marketplace. It was the same when I entered the startup. So it's really nice to have this feedback, like we are in the right path. I would like to know a little bit. I will, guys, send us questions in the chat, because Thiago will answer some questions. So anything you'd like to know about him. It's not every day that we have a CEO to ask questions, so enjoy it. My last question, it's how do you think your background, because you worked with valuation, business plans, budgets, and all this stuff, it influenced brain. So how do you think I think it helps you a lot in decision-making process, but how do you think it works? Like, oh, brain works a little bit like this because this is the way I learned when I worked at somewhere. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I think the influence here is that when we are talking to a client or to an entrepreneur, we are asking questions about their idea and their business, because we know that any software depends on what you're doing and what's your business, what's the P&L of that business. So I've seen that clients like that we are making questions about their business before we are starting talking about technology stack or frameworks or whatever. So we really go into the details of his business, how it makes money, how it will sustain the ideas behind it, and etc. So I think that this business side combined with tech is where innovation lives. So that's what every programmer and business people should be asking when starting a new business and launching any idea. Is that feasible, viable, lovable, etc.? That we read a lot about being agile. So if you don't bring everybody together to discuss all those things, you're gonna be or too much tech-centric or too much business-centric. And I think the mix is the success formula for that.
Nice, great. It's really nice to hear it. It's like what we truly believe too. And Levagon, it's a mix from entrepreneurship and technology. So it's really nice to hear that. I don't know, do we have questions? Can I ask one more? How we're going on the chat?
You can ask one more, Ana.
Okay. So Thiago, what do you think, like, because you kind of change careers, like you said, but I think it's not like a change, like from water to wine, but you change it. And when I think I'd like to ask you about the tech industry, when you went from the financial marketing or something to the tech industry, and from companies, regular companies, to startups. And as you see how to manage this way is different. And because I come from the regular corporate world, and we can see a lot of difference in this way. So how do you think, as an entrepreneur, do you have the skills or do any characteristic you find that it's different from the regular corporate world that you see and you like it?
You must adapt faster, for sure. I think that you don't do like strategic planning the same way that you used to do. So you think more the direction, the vision you have, but then you must look at your where you are and where you are starting from, and you must adapt a lot. So I think in the first year of our company, we had to adapt a lot to the market. So you don't know a lot of things, and you are small, and the technology changes really fast. So actually it changes everything, like the way you do strategy, the way you operate, the way you delegate, the way everything else, the way you fund your business. So I think everything changed, and it has been like really crazy those years. And I'm learning a lot to adapt faster and faster and faster. And I think that when you are open to change and you are going from business to the tech world, you are already making a change in your life, and you are already adapting for a new world. So I have a personal belief that many of our industries gonna die in the short term. So you must adapt. And that what I like in Levagon, for example, is that people are getting their lives change, their career change, because the world is changing also. So they are adapting. They are coming from finance industry and etc. to the tech world because they are adapting. So I think that that's the main thing here.
Nice. We have a question from YouTube. That's Paulo Oliveira. I believe it's our student from part-time here in São Paulo, but excuse me if I'm wrong, sorry. He asked, what tips would you give to a junior developer? It's kind of my question, but more specific, to a junior developer who would help you enjoy your first job as a dev.
Try to develop with like a mentor or someone who really likes to teach. What we see, we do a lot of extreme programming there in Brain. So what we have seen is that the pace of learning is better when you have a team working together, and pair programming, for example, is a very good practice for that. But you should have someone who really likes and enjoys teaching. And it's not, it's very common actually, because when you are teaching someone, you are also learning. So what we see happening in our teams is that we think that someone who is more introvert, etc., doesn't like to teach. But when you are working together, we see a lot of communication and learning happening. And also, like people coming from Wagon or starting their careers with us, we see that they are learning really fast because we are doing pair programming, extreme programming practice of like code review, etc. And because you are talking about what you are doing, why I'm doing this, how can I do it better? So don't code alone. That's my thing here. That's my advice for him. And try to get the good practice and try to find someone or a working environment that likes to share the knowledge. So it's more about the culture that you are working in than anything else.
Nice. Paulo said that it's really him. And we have a question from A Name is a Name. You said you work. He's right. He or she. You said you work in law before, and what did you take from experience in law to being a CEO now?
Actually, I did my master's in law, and it was when I started doing that when I was working with private equity, which means that I was trying to learn business law to apply in my daily work. And when we are coding and when we see people doing like user story mapping for new software, those are the contracts. I do this analogy because we talk a lot about this inside Brain, that when we are doing something, we are on the delivery phase, we are not planning anymore, we are actually executing a contract. So I mean, I was not working for any law office or working directly with law. So I was only trying to learn. And so my mom says that the next step will be learning medicine, because I studied business, economics, law, working with tech, and now I must go to the human side.
Yeah, the main topics from the regular college in Brazil.
Yeah.
Fabi, that works with us here at Wagon, she wants to know how the pandemic has affected Brain and how did you manage to deal with it?
We hear that a lot. And what I didn't say is that Brain is remote first since we started the company. So actually, in terms of how we do business, it didn't change anything. Actually, we have an office in Pinheiros in São Paulo, and we just closed doors and we are working from home. But it's business as usual for us. We have been working with like we have people working together in Europe, like Italy, and also in the south of Brazil, in Bahia, etc., since the beginning. So it didn't change anything. I think that in business terms, what changed is that is that the market became really different for everybody. So we were growing really fast before the pandemics, and during the pandemics, we stalled. So that we were not growing anymore, and we kept everybody in our team. We didn't have any problems with that, and now we don't have the solution, but we are already growing again. I think tech is that, right? I think that's one of the things that Levagon is helping the world, is that we have a lot of people trying to launch and a lot of demand for tech. And we are really blessed to be in this market. I hope that the new students coming to this market will explore that and get really good jobs after Levagon, or start their own business, or like a client that we have that is Luminous from Levagon. He studied with you to launch his business inside a big enterprise, a big bank. It's great to see how Levagon is helping not only people that wants to be a programmer, but also launch their business and be more knowledgeable about what's happening inside their business and their ideas.
Nice. I see that Pedro, Samuel, and Anderson, they are on the chat and they are sending you some compliments. And Anderson said, "What a man." We have a question from Sebastian Viasus here it's one of the students that's graduating today from Rio.
Congratulations.
He said about a documentary. I don't know if you watch it, but if you don't, you don't have to. You can answer without watching it. But he said that he recently watched the documentary "The Social Dilemma," which speaks about the negative side effects that social media has on human psychology in society. As a CEO of a tech company, has ethical tech been a conversation that you've heard in the office? And what is your personal opinion regarding this issue?
Yeah, I think that I will start with my personal opinion. Well, I don't like social media, to be honest. I don't do that. I only use LinkedIn for business as usual, and I'm not a regular social media guy. I don't like that because it's too intrusive. But I know that a lot of business model depends on that, right? Like almost every big tech is using social media somehow, maybe for marketing, or it's their business model. I think there are a lot of discussions on top of that in the US. I'm really sad that it's not happening so much in Brazil. I don't know why, actually. I don't know if people in the US and Europe, they are discussing more than only gathering data for wrong stuff. And what we are doing in what we do there is we try to follow all the standards. We didn't have any type of client that was trying to do bad stuff. And I don't know if they came to us, if they didn't come to us because of that, actually. And we have a clear opinion that we won't do any type of software that makes wrong stuff. So that's what we say and we do, and we have the opportunity to choose what we do. So actually we stand against any type of social media business models that exploit user data or that exploit technology for the bad reasons.
Yeah, that's nice. Now that we have some LGBT moment, I don't know how it is LGBT in English, but
GDPR, yeah.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
And then this is a great, so you don't have to adapt it since you never did it. It's much better. We have a question from Ed Colin, that's our student from São Paulo. With your business model, you probably have contact with a lot of startups in their first days. What would you point out as their biggest challenge, during their first steps? Nice question.
Yeah, actually talking to users, we are going we're going to launch this big idea, and we try to convince them that they should talk more to users. We have a lot of experience going to the streets with our clients and interviewing potential users and clients. And actually, one of our clients, one of our case, we actually helped the client to see another big business opportunity and change his business plan before we started coding or designing the solution for him. So I think my advice would be go out of the building and talk a lot to your users. So it's a good thing to do before you even think about the solution. And when you have a clear picture of what your users may want to have, may is very important for that, you should try to accomplish more with less. We have a lot of problems, or it's a challenge for us to say to our clients that they should do less to see if their ideas are really good enough to be launched. And they want to build something really big in the beginning. They want to build like the new big stuff, and we have to help them to think small, to try to adapt and try to get their ideas off the ground, but the right way.
Nice. I don't know if we have other questions. I can find it. I have another one about the projects you develop at Brain. Do you have any of you that it's like your bookmark? You have a huge highlight. You say, "Oh, this project is like my son. I really enjoyed developing it. I'm proud of it." Do you have like this personal project?
No. To be really honest, no, because I love since the first one. We developed more than 20 ideas and products, and I think they are all awesome. We are a small team, right? We are 50 people, and we don't launch a lot of products every year. We do like big and like really big ideas each year. And I don't have any project that I say, oh, wow, this is the big one, or I really love even the small ones that we did like in 6 months. I really love them, and they are all tackling issues that we see in the market. So I don't have this special kid or this special project that I say that's this is the one. No.
Or maybe the most challenging one?
Well, challenging, I can say that all of them are really challenging because they are all high complexity business models, and I really think that Brain has this positioning in the market to get complex situations. So I remember one of the first projects we did, it was a white label exchange. It was a big project. We had to code like from zero a new exchange like Bovespa. It was crazy. We had to apply a lot of new technologies for doing that. We had this marketplace for exams, like medical exams. And it was crazy to see that people were like, we were talking about business tackling medical situation for their users. And it was crazy to plot like the results on the screen with our software, like reading exams and plotting the results on the screen, and then sending that to the doctors miles away. It was crazy also. And we have like this digital transformation project that we are doing right now for a big bank. A former Wagon student is our client, and we are applying more than 32 APIs, external APIs, integrating the data for them. and it's very challenging to orchestrate all of those information. And I think that they're all complex. Usually we have more than 10 engineers working together in the same project for more than a year. So those are big things that we are launching.
Nice. We have a question from Carol Borges, our student from part-time. Hi, Thiago. In your company, are you really into high personality trained skills? I see that works as a speech, but in practice, it really happens.
Yeah, and actually it's a hands-on approach that we have been seeing that's better than anything else. That's part of the methodology that you use at Le Wagon, right? It's a hands-on approach, and I can't see any other better way of teaching. And actually, when we mix the teams together, we try to mix the right way, right? We have a lot more experienced people working together with less experienced people and developers, and we see that the learning pace is really fast, and that's the best way. Of course, you learn in small bites, right? When you are a programmer, because you are learning, oh, I need to understand how I can solve this. My team has no idea, no clue or how we can do that. Where you go, Stack Overflow, you try to find that small piece of knowledge. And I think that's the best way to be doing that. That's why we love extreme programming. We think that's the best strategy for sharing the knowledge internally.
Yeah.
Even the hard skills, okay? Even the hard skills.
Yeah, no, totally agree. We see it with the students, like the students that are more hands-on, they have this approach. They go much far than the ones that are not. And even through the bootcamp and after, I used to say to the students that I have seen, I'm 2 years in Le Wagon, almost 2 years. I was a student in 2018, and I'm working for 2 years, almost 2 years now. And I've seen a lot of students that were the best in their batches, like the best one or the second best one. And now no one hears about them. And I have some students that were shitty. They were not good at all, like no good at all. And I was one of these. And they were like the bottom of the batch. They were the worst ones, like in coding, and they are like senior dev now. They are like, because what makes the difference is when you persist, when you study every day, when you code every day, that we say never stop coding, that it's a nice way to say it for people that are graduating today. You can never stop coding, because the best ones from the batches, they stop coding, or they say like, oh, I'm already too good or something, and then stop coding. And they, in one year, they forgot everything or something. And those who persist, they insisted, and they say, oh, I will learn. 1 year after, you go and check with them, and they are much better. They are in senior positions. They are changing companies. They got another offer, because it's really important. So we see like this hands-on personality having more fruits and having more results. It's really nice to see. It's exactly like you explained it. We have a question from Ed Colin again. How good should a prototype be to cause a good first impression instead of scaring off users? When is the right time to put the word on the street?
Yeah, I think that it depends on where you are applying that prototype, right? Because sometimes you need a low-fi prototype only to test your assumptions, basic assumptions. So do that fast and dirty, because it's not a real product. But I think, like, my personal opinion is that you should launch something that is better than the current solution. So what we say is that we are looking for the right solution. So, and you should build that on small batches. But the first batch should not be ugly or a crap. It should be really good doing just that small functionality. So I think a prototype is not the same as saying that you should launch something really ugly, or that's our philosophy at Brain. You should not build products or software that breaks. That's our assumption, because today you don't need to do that. Facebook was, Mark Zuckerberg said, if you are not proud of what you are doing, if you are proud of your first product, it's wrong. We don't believe that. We think that you should be proud, but it should not be big. And nowadays you have a lot of tools that help you build great software with less effort. For example, Rails that you learn at Le Wagon is a very, very, very smart tool to build new stuff with quality, and we believe in that.
Nice, yeah. I think I didn't know that was Mark Zuckerberg that said about it, but I think he says that you shouldn't take too long to launch a product. So
yeah,
sometimes you
and
are
we
trying
agree.
to make it, yeah, you're trying to make it perfect. So if you're like super proud, you took too long. So I think it should be a mix. You shouldn't take so long, but you also must be proud. You cannot launch something that you're not proud of, like, oh, this is it. You will never defend this product, or you will never buy this product if you don't be proud of it. So I think it's a
yeah.
mix.
There is a, like in Brazil, we see a lot of let it break culture. So let it break means launch fast. Don't think about any of the architecture or the user experience, because you should have that functionality working fast. But sometimes it will cost you to a lot of time later. We saw a lot of that happening actually in the market, and because startups get a lot of money, right? Funding, great funding, and then they start building their teams really fast, and it becomes crazy. And one thing that Brain stands for is quality in the process, in the product, in the code. So that's one of our philosophies.
Nice. Guys, do we have more questions? Diogo. Do you give code support after the project ends? And any of your old clients already try to steal any of your staff to maintain their product platform feature? That's curious. I'd like to know too.
Yeah, we take care of doing the phase out in the end of the projects with our clients really close to us, so they have their own engineers, and we do this phase out really carefully. And the last question was about the steal of talents, right? And actually we don't have this happening, because it's a legal binding clause in our contracts, because we know that it could happen, so we protect ourselves for that. And actually what we are doing for some clients, helping them building their own squads. So we help them training or teaching them the new tech. So it's not a problem at all for us.
Nice to know it. Any more questions? Does anyone wants to say something that are on the call? Maybe some curiosity.
I want to thank the students for their attentions, because they were reacting on our Slack channel about the interview. I think they're very tired right now. After 2 weeks of intense coding, they're losing it. I lost them now.
Don't sleep, guys.
Yeah, it was awesome advice for our young graduates. It was really good. Thank you so much.
Great.
Nice. let's move on to the demos. Are you guys ready? So first thing first, let me make a little corporate presentation for the one who don't know Le Wagon here. Can you all see my presentation? Yes, no? I cannot see you. Yes? Talk to me.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thiago. Welcome to Le Wagon Demo Day of batch 447. For the one who don't know, each class at Le Wagon has a number. Me, for example, I was class 204 and I did Le Wagon 2 years ago. So it's growing very fast and it's all around the world. And I love Demo Days. It's always very emotionante. It's always a lot of emotions in one day because I'm both proud of their projects, happy for them that they're going on this new adventure, but it's also the end. And the last time we'll probably all be together. So it's always lots of emotions for my little heart. Moving on. So for the ones who don't know, Le Wagon is the #1 coding bootcamp in the whole world. And we are not the ones saying it, our students are saying it. If you go on SwitchUp and Course Report, the best reviews are for Le Wagon, the most reviews and the best ones. And in my personal opinion, the reason why is simply because we were first on the market. It all started in Paris in 2014 when two brothers starting to learn how to code and we're like, that's easy. I don't get why people think it's so hard to get. And then they started to teach their friends, and then their friends started to talk about their friends, and they were like, I think we have something here. People want to learn how to code, and it was a growing need. And then they started with a little class, and then it kept growing and growing and growing. And now we have more than 8,000 alumni all around the world. We are in 37 cities, mostly in Europe. In Brazil, we are in Belo Horizonte, São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and now Brasilia also. And it's a very strong and big community. Together, we've been building more than 1,400 web apps and launched more than 300 startups almost. I should have updated that. If you want to check these startups, please go on this link, levag/startups, and you can check all the startups that have been developed from Le Wagon. You can see the web app, you can see who is in charge of it, how much money they raised, what they are doing now. We're really proud of that. And I'm really proud to say also that the last project will be shown during Demo Day is also a future Le Wagon startup. So please, if you want to be the first one to see the first Brazilian unicorn, stay until the end. And for the ones who feel like the entrepreneurship career is not for them, well, don't worry. We have plenty of awesome companies ready to hire you. And we're very proud that in Rio, we have alumni in Google, in Doctolib, in Brazil, we have Stone Pagaments, plenty of like big tech companies who hire our students, and not only as developers, but as product managers, product owner, UX designer. VTech hires a lot also. We are very proud of that, and we're very happy for our students who could make this career change. Again, what's a bootcamp? Because now we have two bootcamps. We have our web dev bootcamp, which made us very famous. So it's the one where we teach people how to program. And then we have the data science one, where we teach people more like, it's more about Python. It's not for beginners, okay? It's like another bootcamp, another program. So at the end of our bootcamps, you can find a job as a developer, a data scientist, you can become a digital nomad, you can build a startup, and you can work in any tech-related role, because at the end of the day, the tech industry needs you. They need people like you with an engineering background, with a cinema background, or an artist, oceanographer, accountant, marketing. They need your skills, and on top of that, the skills you acquired at Le Wagon. And you are now super qualified profiles for them, and you have a lot of things to offer to this industry. They're just waiting for you now. And I'd like to mention, how does it work? How to enter Le Wagon, because a lot of people might wonder it in the chat. And I created my own phase, the phase research on why you should do Le Wagon. Because I noticed that sometimes people come to me and they expect me to tell them like why they should do Le Wagon. Like, I think you should come with this answer. You should know why you want to do a coding bootcamp. You should know if you want to change your career or to which industry you would like to go. Like, we cannot give you this answer. Like, we can give you the best tools if you want a career in tech, but we cannot tell you how you can change your life or why you would like to do that. And that's when we come into the second phase, that like the phase one, the interview. When you come and you talk to me for Rio de Janeiro, you talk to Ana for São Paulo, you talk to Vitor in Belo Horizonte, and we start telling you like how you can make this change happen. Like, okay, you decided that you want to change your career, you would like to work in tech, or you would like to launch your startup, you would like to become a digital nomad. Okay, how are we gonna make this happen? And we're here to tell you. And sometimes perhaps Wagon is not the best choice for you. Like at the end of the day, we are a school. Like we don't want you to enter the school and be unhappy and not change your career, like not do what you want. Like, no. The reason why Wagon is very popular with its students is because our students come for a reason. And they come and Wagon can provide what they're looking for. That's what we're really good at. And then there's a second phase, what? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to learn how to program. For the Web Dev Bootcamp, you're going to learn about data science for the data science bootcamp. So we give you a little challenge. It's a bit harder for the Web Dev Bootcamp, and for the data science, it's just a little quiz. But in both cases, the idea is just for you to know like what you're getting into. Like, what are you going to do for the next 9 weeks? What do you need to know? And then once you're accepted, you will have, I say at least 3 weeks, but please plan more time than 3 weeks if you can. You will have to work on the prep work. It's like videos, exercises to prepare you for the bootcamp. It's very important to do it because it's going to allow you to get familiar with the content. So when you come during the bootcamp and do it, whether you do the part-time or full-time, you'll be more familiar with the knowledge, and it will not be like too much information at the same time because it already is very fast and very intense. So the prep work is here to make it more smooth. So again, reminding that we have 2 formats. The first one is a full-time one. So if you're very crazy and you don't have a job, you are not studying, and you would like to come in October to learn how to code for 9 weeks with us from Monday to Friday, I don't know, it's Tuesday here, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. We have a lunch break. Of course, we're not savages. Please join us. And then in January, in all cities, we'll be starting the part-time. So 24 weeks, 6 months, you have to be presentially with us on Monday, Tuesday, and Saturdays. And the rest of the time, you just have to watch the class online, okay? And please, if you don't live in any of these Brazilian cities, or if you're living abroad, take the chance of doing the bootcamp remotely right now until the end of the year, because of the current worldwide situation. I'm not going to mention it. We are allowing the students to do it remotely because it's safer for them, of course. So please take this chance of doing it now remotely. It's working smoothly. We're very lucky that we're working in tech, so it's working. And please talk to us. Come talk to us if you're in doubt. We'll always make sure to give you the best tips and advice for your career. Like at the end of the day, we're a school. We want our students to succeed. Okay. How does it work? I'm talking both for the web dev and data science bootcamp. So as I was telling you guys, there's a prep work. The first week of the bootcamp, no matter what bootcamp you choose, we try to give you some fundamentals. We don't try, we succeed to give you some fundamentals. For Ruby, SQL, JavaScript for the weeks of web development, Python, SQL for data science. And the idea is then, in the second phase of the bootcamp, that you start deep diving and you start creating web apps, you start working on data science projects. And then the last 2 weeks of the bootcamp, you build your own final project that you have been pitching in the middle of the bootcamp. People have been voting for you, and you and your team, you'll be developing a project all together that will be part of your portfolio to then start job hunting at the end of the bootcamp. But no more talking. It's time to show the code. And for the first team, I'm very happy to be calling Indigenius with Sarah from Canada, Bruno from Rio, Cassia from Belo Horizonte, and Sebastian from Boston. All right, guys, ready? Yay. Okay, it's working slowly. Yeah, now it's good.
Okay, so hi, my name is Saraswati. I am an artisan from the rural area of Jaipur, India. I have been practicing traditional blue pottery since a very young age. At times, I sold to tourists at the market after some heavy bargaining. I even heard that sometimes Westerners resell those pieces for a lot of money. Yet, it is still hard for me to provide for my basic needs. On my way to the market, I heard people talking about this app called Indigenius. It helps you sell directly to people all around the world. It allows us artisans to offer our knowledge, whether online or physically. So I decided I would give it a try. I visited the website where I was able to share my experience and knowledge, and where I felt it was accurately being valued. I decided to offer my pottery skills while also allowing them to purchase some of my creation. Ever since I started using Indigenius, I have been able to host workshops in my city while making money from the ones I offer online. My life has drastically changed, and I feel that our tradition, ancestral knowledge, and culture is finally rightfully shown to the world. I even influenced other artisans in my region to do the same. So here is, I will select my dates just to upload perfectly my workshop. And from there, you can see the beautiful page where I offer my unique experience to you.
Hi, everyone, and I'm Urus. I'm a photographer from the United States, and I love traveling. Recently, though, I've had this issue with traveling, and that is that it's really difficult for me to find authentic experiences that aren't exploiting the communities that I visit, and instead, hopefully, empowers them and also will teach me about their traditions and their culture. Luckily, though, I found this website, Indigenius, that offers just that. I'm able to reach out to artisans directly and find great workshops. For example, like this India pottery workshop. And I've actually been super into Indian pottery, and it looks like this is available, and I'm just going to book it right now. $200 sounds great to me. I'll go ahead and pay. And so I like to consider myself a bit of a, actually a lot of bit of a ethical consumer. I want to make sure that when I go on vacation, it's not just about me having a positive experience, but also that the people who are hosting me are having a positive experience. And through Indigenius, I've been able to do that extremely quickly, like you just saw now. And my workshop is now confirmed, and I'm going to get ready to go packing. And on behalf of Indigenius, we want to say thank you for your time and attention, and hopefully you can see the value and how Indigenius can change the world.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
Wow. And I'd like to mention that most of them don't have a coding background, okay? Like they accomplished all of that in just 10 days, okay? Congratulations, guys. It was awesome. Really good. For the next team, I will be calling Team Time with Berenice from France, João and Bianca from Brazil.
Hello. Well, I'm just gonna share my screen. Can you hear me well? Because I had some problem today.
That's perfect.
All good, perfect. Oh. You see well the presentation?
Perfect, yes.
Okay, well, hello everybody. For the one who doesn't know me, I'm Berenice and I come from France. And I arrived in Brazil a few months ago to do the bootcamp at Le Wagon. And as I really love to do some coding, I've been looking for a job in it, and I'm here in a new company since 3 weeks. And I really enjoy everything I have, like the values of the company. I love my colleagues, but I'm not sharing many moments with them. I'm just talking straight away just about work and about coding, and it's a bit heavy, especially when we are just there and we want to share good time as we are there, like for 8 hours per day minimum. Well, I've been around the internet and I found this website, which is literally proposing some coach coming straight to your work and to give you class with you and your colleagues who want to participate to it as well. Well, I wanted to go to yoga because we all like it. I put it already the address of the company. And on 21, it's good because it's Monday, and it's always good to start Monday with good resolution. Well, I don't know if it didn't charge for you neither. No, nobody answered. I see you laughing, Milene.
Again?
Did you see the page charging? It's bugging here. Perfect. Okay. Well, as I was saying, we are like looking for a teacher coming to our work, and I see those cards. Well, there is Louise Boutin. She looks like awesome. She does some breathing exercise, and as I'm someone super stressed at work, can be working. There is Bianca as well, but she doesn't describe much what she's doing. And there is Sarah, but okay, she's doing some mantra, can be a bit weird to practice it by team. I'm gonna go with Ruiz, and she has super good rating. Well, let's choose her. She teaches French, English, and Portuguese. That is really super nice because after a few months in Brazil, I'm still not comfortable with Portuguese. Well, let's go for the 21st. I'm gonna do from 2 to 3 because here people take lunch really late, and we're 3 people. There is me, Joan, and Bianca who wanna join. Let's confirm the order. Well, I'm really looking forward to do it with everybody because it's a bit long, like we are like all day long there, and I really want to enjoy with them. Coding is nice, but not enough to make all your day about it. Well, it's proceeding. Seems to be working. I'm just gonna double check. Wonderful, it worked. I'm gonna contact her, and Louise is saying, thank you for your attention and hope you love your experience with Team Time, and I hope you really had fun. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Thank you, Berenice. Awesome. Oh, it's
You're
so cute.
welcome.
Laughing on the call. Thank you, Berenice. Thank you, João. Thank you, Bianca. Okay, for the next team, I will be calling Safe Food with Matthias from Rio, Marco from Italia, and Uros from Slovenia.
Hi guys, can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, just let me set up my cell phone.
Sure. Your teammate just arrived at school with a bunch of beers for everybody. That's good team spirit. Tell us if you need any help, okay?
Yeah, I cannot share my cell phone screen.
What's the error message?
Only the host can share.
Oh. Julia, are you here?
Yeah, sorry, I thought he was a co-host, but he was not.
Oh. Okay, try again. It should work now. It was an error on our side, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it will work fine. Yeah, it's working.
Sorry guys for the delay.
No worries, it's all good. The chat on YouTube is on fire.
Hey guys, my name is Matthias and I recently became diabetic. 2 great celiac friends and I are planning to hang out and have some food on next Friday. Can you guys imagine how complicated it will be for us to have some food all together? Quite complicated, right? So we tried the conventional apps like iFood, Rappi, and we couldn't find anything that would match our dietary restrictions. And we heard about Safe Food, a platform that gathers a bunch of people who sells the type of food we are looking for. So let's see how it works. As I am diabetic, I will check the restaurants and meals I can find. Let's see. I go for diabetic. Okay, so I got these restaurants. I heard about for diabetic ones, so I go for it. That's their menu. I will pick this salad. Looks nice to me. Okay. And now I can order some food for my celiac friends. Okay. So I got these restaurants for celiac let's try sans gluten. Okay, that's their menu. So I picked some fettuccine for them. I know they like it. So let me put 2. Okay. So our orders are done. I can confirm it. So now I just waiting for the seller confirm that. And awesome, that was easy. Now I'm happy to have found an app that allows me to order this type of food, right? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthias. It's a really good idea. There were many people on the chat saying like, I'm diabetic, I need that. Awesome, Matthias, you found your niche.
Thank you very much, guys.
Congratulations, guys. Awesome. For the last and final group, we'll be traveling to a beautiful space with blue water. I will be calling Caio from Arraial do Cabo, Renata, Bruno, and Vinicius from Rio. Go, Caio. And Renata. Are you guys here? And Patrick. Forgot.
Yeah.
He was right in front of me.
Okay, nice. Hello, I'm Renata. And one thing that I really love is traveling, but with the pandemic thing, it's kind of difficult right now, right? So I'm planning to do a small trip on the weekend, and I'm planning to go to Arraial do Cabo. And while I was at Google searching for information about the city, I found this amazing website that gathers information about day trips and scuba diving that I can do at Arraial. And I'm really into do a day trip. So I can find it here, like many options of kinds of trips and companies and prices. And what really called my attention, it was the day trip to Pontal da Atalaia, because the water is so blue and the beach seems beautiful. The boat seems really nice. The price is nice. So I will book it for tomorrow, Saturday. And let's see my card. Okay, I can confirm this information. Everything is right. So it was really useful to have all the information that I needed, that I was searching for, in only one place. So I didn't have to go like crazy through the internet searching for informations. And okay, is it?
I think it's the internet, sorry.
Okay, no problem. Okay, but yeah.
Sorry guys, Stripe not working.
It's okay, it happens. Now try to reload it, no? Like in the URL, maybe. It's not reloading, Caio?
No.
It's so sad.
It's gonna work. It worked 100 times today, it's gonna work.
100 times.
It happens.
Always like that. You work all week, it's working fine. You show it to the client, and suddenly the Wi-Fi is like, I give up on you guys. You're on your own.
Okay. Let's see if now it works. Let's see if the Stripe helps us. Well, maybe we should skip the part of we show the payment, maybe, because it's going too long.
You can go ahead, Renata.
Yeah, okay, sad, but next page we would pay it with credit card and everything, and it would make things really easy to book a trip, a day trip or scuba diving at Arraial. And yeah, I would be ready to go travel tomorrow if we could pay. Sorry.
So guys, my name is Caio and I live in Arraial do Cabo. I recently bought a boat and opened my new tour company here. So Other tourist operators showed me about this amazing website called Visite Arraial do Cabo. And here I can register my company and offer tours. So since I registered there, I have new bookings every single day. Look, I have notifications here. Let's check. Oh, so it's Renata's booking. Cool. She will come in one of my tours. So finally, I will meet someone from Wagon personally. So let's check the bookings that I have for this weekend. Let's browse the dates. And I can see that I have a plenty of bookings for this weekend. And check, Renata's booking is already here. Guys, since I started the business, I was struggling to manage all the information that I need on my daily routine. And every day, every tour that I have, I need to deliver a list with all the passengers that I have for each day to the mariners. It's a kind of security check. So in the beginning, I need to write down all the names that I have manually in an Excel spreadsheet and then just print it. But with Visite Arraial, I just can export a PDF from here and just print directly from here, see? It's super easy. I still have 19 spots left for Saturday. So guys, don't you wanna come and join the group? Nowadays, I am offering here in Arraial two different tours. I'm offering the day trip tour to Pontal Atalaia and Forno Beach and Faro Beach tour. And thanks for this app, I can see, like, I have a plenty of data so I can make smart decisions in my business. I even can check which tour I am selling more and see. The day trip to Pontal Atalaia is getting more famous than the other one. And I think it's the same tour that Renata just booked. Guys, you probably know that the tourism industry had one of the biggest loss with the pandemic, but I can see here that things are starting to getting better, see? And people are starting to travel again, and my business is growing with this. With Visite Arraial do Cabo, I'll have all the tools that I need to be successful on my business. So guys, I really have to go now. I need to prepare everything for tomorrow tour. And I will invite you all to come to Visite Arraial do Cabo as Renata is doing. This amazing city is just waiting for you. So thank you for your attention. Night.
Congratulations, guys. Okay. I refuse that you don't get the credit that you deserve because your web app is working just fine, okay? I go here, I pay.
I know.
It's okay, it's a Le Wagon card. Don't, opa. I just tried it, it's working great. I don't know, the Wi-Fi decided not to work. I even tried it here, it showed me my confirmation. I hope I'm not really paying. If I pay, please give me back my money, guys.
No, it's for you. Thank you, Milene.
Of course, you deserve it. You worked really hard, and it's just that Stripe and Wi-Fi are not best friends, but you deserve it. And it's here.
Thank you, Milene. Thank you for this help.
It's okay. At Le Wagon, we pay for a very expensive Wi-Fi, so it better works. Thank you, guys. So that's the end for these demos. And I also wanted, of course, to congratulate you all for your work over the past 9 weeks. Congratulations, guys. It's the last day, it's the last hour together. That's probably the last time we'll be all together. So please stay on for the happy hour at the end. Let's have fun for this last time. Congratulate yourself. Be proud of yourself. I know it was hard. Like, this pandemic is hard for everybody, but it's harder when you do a colleague bootcamp, I believe. And be happy, be proud, because now that it's getting better, you are all ready to take on the new challenges that are ahead of you in this new world. And now that remote work is highly represented on the market, you have a great advantage that you can tell them that you actually have been learning how to code remotely, and that's a great strength, okay? And look what you did remotely. You never met all of these people that you've been working with online, and you built in 10 days an app, and most of you guys never touched programming before. So please be proud of you. I know I'm super proud of you. I'm not crying right now, but I was crying during the demos because I was so happy for you guys. Congratulations. And this is not the end, okay? We meet next week for the career week to see together how we can be building your career and to meet companies who are very excited to meet you, okay? And last thing, thank you so much to the teachers. Without them, you wouldn't be there. Without them, I wouldn't be there as well. Thank you so much, Mateus, Marcel, Andre, Isabella, Eduardo, Ciro, Tachi, Vitor, and even my favorite teacher, Andrea, the yoga teacher. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much to be here with us today. It was an awesome demo. I'm so happy and proud. And yeah, now it's time for happy hour all together. Thank you so much. Korean hearts for everybody.
So passionate, Milene, so passionate, brings tears to my eyes. My God, your energy. Amazing.
I sent you a link on the YouTube chat if you want more information about Le Wagon, about who to contact from which city. If you want to read the FAQ, I just sent it on the chat. Okay, so please check it out and come talk to me if you want to change of lives. Yay! End of the live.